Hello everyone, my name is Dani. Welcome back to my channel Current Chapter. And today is again my favorite time of the month. I'm gonna choose my September TBR with M&Ms. So let's talk about books. Okay, so for my TBR of September, I bought a bag of 1 kilo of M&Ms. I don't know how much that is in ounces. I only know kilos, but it's a lot of M&Ms. But again, we're gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna pick 10 M&Ms and each color is going to be a genre that I'm going to select right now. So the red M&M is going to be Heart. The orange M&M, Sci-Fi. The yellow, oh, I have 2 papers, there you go. Other. So again, if other comes up, you vote on another genre for me to read. The green M&M is going to be Classics. The blue, Mystery Thriller. And the brown is Fantasy, which is the only one that's left. Okay, so before we start, let's talk about how I did last month. So last month I had to read 1 middle grade fantasy. I read Wondersmith for that, it's right here. And it was absolutely amazing, one of my favorite books ever, again, as it was with Nevermore. I also had to read an adult fantasy, and I read An Unkindness of Magicians for that. Not my favorite, but I completed the challenge. And I also had to read an adult sci-fi, and I read Waking Gods, which is the second in the Themis Files a sequel to Sleeping Giants, and it was absolutely amazing, loved it, 5 stars. And I also had to read a middle grade in another genre that you chose, contemporary, and for that I listened to the audiobook of From Night Owl to Dogfish, to Night Owl from Dogfish. Forgot exactly, I'm going to leave it here in the screen. It was a very fun audiobook. I really loved it. I super recommend it. I'm going to talk about it more in my wrap up, but yeah, I really recommend this middle grade. It's adorable. I loved it. Okay, so let's see what I'm going to read in September. It's already September 2nd, but I haven't read much so far, so it's all open. Let's see what's going to happen. First M&M is orange, sci-fi, yay. Second, blue, mystery thriller, excited. Third is green, which is a classic, interesting. Then we have another orange, which means young adult sci-fi. Another orange, which means an adult sci-fi, and I might have a book for that already. Next one, another orange. Last month I had a lot of oranges also. It's good that I change which genre is which color because I'm getting a lot of oranges here. Okay, so I have 4 books already, 1 adult sci-fi, another one sci-fi that so far is middle grade, a classic, and a mystery thriller. So if I get another color, I'm going to eat the M&M because I'm not going to add more than 4 books to my TBR. So I have 4, 5, 6. Need 4 more. Brown, no fantasy this month. Eating the M&M. Red, no horror. 2 more. Another brown. Nope. And last one, green. Okay, a young adult classic. I don't know what's going to happen for that. So I have my 4 books. For an adult sci-fi, I started listening to the audiobook of Recursion by Blake Crouch, and I love it. It's so amazing, but it's so complicated. There's so much happening that I really need a physical book. I can't follow everything that's happening with the audiobook. So I bought it on Book Depository and it wasn't delivered yet. I'm still waiting for it. It should be delivered in the next, like this week or the next one, hopefully. So I'm gonna read that for sci-fi. And middle grade sci-fi. I'll have to think more about that. What do you suggest? Do you have any suggestions or for children middle grade books that are sci-fi? Can't think of any right now. Young adult classic. Also can't think of any. I only know, I forgot the name. There's a really old classic book that I think it's young adult, but it's also very boring. So would love some help there. Choosing a young adult classic because I can't think of any that's not very boring. And a middle grade mystery thriller. Okay, I have the perfect book. I'm going to keep listening to a series of unfortunate events, which I consider a mystery. I can't categorize it in any other genre that I have categories for. So I'm going to listen to the next one, which is The Vile Village, and that's going to be the middle grade mystery thriller. Perfect. I need help, so for 2 more books, you don't have an option this week to choose for another genre for me, but please help me in the comments to choose books for middle grade, sci-fi, and young adult classic. I really, really need help for that. So remember to leave a comment about this and remember to like the video and subscribe if you enjoy my content and you want to see more videos from me. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a great day. Bye.